you need to just try things for yourself is what I'm a huge believer in, is what I tell my clients. You need to just try things, experiment on yourself. Just because something is working for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you, or vice versa. Doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. So just be open-minded, play around with things, and don't let anybody tell you that you're doing the ketogenic diet wrong. You tell them, no, I'm doing the ketogenic diet my way.
One of my favorite things you do on your Instagram page, for those of you listening on the podcast, it's at Goody Beats, GOODYBEATS. I want to ask you where you came up with that in a minute, but one of my favorite things you do on that page is when you make reels. So those of you that aren't familiar with Instagram, reels is kind of TikTok for Instagram. And so you make these little reels where you're in a restaurant. All right, guys, watch this. And you like put together a little meal and you go, how cool is this? And then you start eating it. Like those are so engaging because it shows keto in the real world. It also shows Logan living keto his way in the real world. Those are some of the best things. Those are the things I remember about your work the most, quite frankly.
I want to talk about one of these reels because this is kind of goes to our point about how I said don't ever let anybody tell you you're doing something wrong. So, Jimmy, one of my reels went viral, but it went viral on a troll's page. So a troll picked it up because I was essentially showing people that, look, at the time, it's okay. So look, I have nothing against eating pizza. If you want to eat pizza, eat pizza. It doesn't matter to me, okay? I don't care. Eat whatever you want to eat. But at the time, I didn't want to eat pizza. So I was just showing people, like, look, I'm at a pizza buffet.
Yes.
I didn't pick this restaurant. We're here for a birthday party, but I want to be here. I don't want to just sit around and not be the only one eating. So I just scraped the pizza, the top off the pizza. I was just simply showing people that that's an option that you can do. And another page that trolls on people's fitness advice picked it up, and it got over 1 million plus views of this person trolling me, telling like, there are people that this is the stupidest thing that I've ever seen. Like, eat the fucking pizza. Like, this guy is so full of shit. Like, what's wrong with you? And it also got picked up on a TikTok trolls page as well for doing the same thing. And I kind of made it just a laughable response. Just like, okay, you want me to eat the pizza? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Are you happy now? Like, just joking around and being like, look, guys, at the end of the day, like, it's not that serious. If you want to eat a pizza, eat a pizza. If you don't do it. Don't ever feel pressured into doing something you don't want to do. And if other people think it's stupid and crazy, fine. I'm cool with that. That's great. But like, I refuse to, like, I don't put up with trolls. I don't put up with anything. Like, if someone writes a stupid comment on my page, you're gone. I don't care. And I get people like that have been like, oh, well, Logan, you can't take criticism. No. It's not that I can't take criticism. It's that this is my space. This is my safe space. This is where I come to be positive. This is where I come to be happy and engage with my friends and talk to people that are like-minded and positive and spreading nothing but positive energy. I don't have time for naysayers and doubters and trolls. Like, boom, you're out. Like, get out of here. Like, I want everybody that's listening to this, understand this. You control your environment. Yes. You are the controller. You are the master of your environment. So if you have somebody that is constantly picking on you, constantly doubting you, constantly giving you negativity, let me tell you right now, you may think that it's not affecting you, but it is. Get rid of it. Get it out of your life. I only want to be surrounded by positive people like Jimmy, like my friends, like my coworkers, like just people that are going to bring me up, not try to bring me down. So you control your environment, and don't ever feel weird or bad about blocking people or saying no.
And you made a reel the other day that even I went, it was the one where the bromance, I know it was a total punk, but it was so, guys, go watch it.
Me and my friend Ross, we like to just make funny. Haven't you noticed, like, social media has changed so much, Jimmy, since you and I first started.
Yeah.
When you and I first started, it was all about being like proper and doing this and doing that. Nowadays, it's all about, can you make someone laugh?
Yes.
That's what it's all about. Humor now. That is what it's all about. And we just try to make funny videos and joke around. And yes, that was a bromance for sure. But it's all about just, at the end of the day, having a good time. And I'm so glad. And me and Ross talked about that. We were kind of talking. We're like, you know what? Like, this is literally what we do for a living. How cool is that? Like, how fun is that? That's what it's all about. Like, being able to do what you love and create a career off of it because you're so passionate about it. And some of them, are a little edgy and funny, but at the end of the day, it's all just fun. It's all just light humor.
Oh, when you see some of the banality of some of these like Gen Z and even some of the millennials on TikTok, I'm like, I'll take what you offer, because some of that is just so, okay, what was the point of that? I don't get it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, by the way, I give the haters one step before I just get rid of them like that. If they're just really ugly and personal, yeah, they're gone. I'm not putting up with that bullshit on my page. I'm the
You have
hater.
more tolerance than me, Jimmy. You have more tolerance than me, for sure. I got to give you mad respect. I've seen people like try to say something, and then you'll just calmly, like, you don't curse or you don't say, you just respond to them and politely, give your opinion and say, like, well, I'm sorry, but if you'd like to do this, and they get so mad. They get so mad because they want you to react the way they reacted. And when you don't give them that, it drives them nuts. It drives them absolutely nuts.
And that's my power, is I like staying calm in the storm. So what I do is I give them one chance to maybe like rethink and reframe. And sometimes, Logan, this is why I do it. Sometimes they'll come back and go, oh my God, you're right. That came across worse than I expected. Oh, thank you for calling me out. This is what I meant to say, da 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 da. And it's like, wow, like that's how you can change people. But then if they come back double barrel shotgun, okay, I'm blocking your ass and you're out of here. And I have no shame about that, and neither should anybody.
Nobody should. You should never feel guilty for blocking anybody that's messing with your vibes. Like,
yeah,
I'm a big believer in it, man, because you could be around 10 positive people, but you have one negative person in your circle, it will ruin everything.
yes,
It will destroy everything. It takes only one person. And you get it. Like, look, I've been doing YouTube for years, and YouTube's pretty it can be brutal. It can be brutal with the comments, right? But for the most part, I get, positive feedback, right? I can look at 30 positive feedbacks, and if one person writes something negative, that sticks with me for the rest of the day, right? And it's like, Logan, what am I doing? You just had all this positive feedback, and you're gonna let one little negative comment affect your mood now for the rest of the day. And so then now, I'm with my daughters and I'm with my family, and I'm not really there because I'm just thinking about what that person said. Like, it will ruin everything. So I've learned now to just block it, delete it. I am not gonna let someone else's opinion affect my mood, dictate my mood, and affect my loved ones, moods as well. So.
You know what happens is they see people like you and me as caricatures rather than human beings, and I'm all the time trying to remind my audience, look, we're people too. Jimmy and Logan, we have to put our pants the same way as you do. We got struggles in our life, same as you do. Like,
Yes.
I think sometimes they see us out there publicly and they're like, well, their life's all figured out. Everything's just peachy keen. And because of the fame that both of them have, they just have to put up with it. I actually had somebody tell me that last week about something that was said to me. And, well, that's the price you pay for being famous online. I'm like, fuck you. No.
No. I'm a human. I have emotions. just like everyone else. And so, but that's what, that's what I like about, hey, it's a simple block button. Simply
Yeah.
block, and that's it.
Well, let's shift gears a little bit, because I know one of the things that is a passion of yours right now is diabetes in America, and how it's out of control. And to me, it's needlessly out of control, because we've long known that the biggest instigator in your blood sugar and your insulin levels and your inflammation levels and the insulin resistance that then develops over time into type 2 diabetes is carbohydrate. Like, why are we surprised by that? And the only bright spot we have in this, Logan, is the American Diabetes Association at least acknowledges now that carbohydrate restriction is a way, not the way, a way to control diabetes. So we're making little bits of progress, but it's still the #2 killer in America.
Yeah, it is. There should be a diabetes pandemic, like, there should be that people should be talking about that. Unfortunately, diabetes is going nowhere, and it just is raging in America at an outrageous amount. And so personally, I can speak on it, because I will tell you this, Jimmy. I don't know if you know this, but I have a pretty big Mexican family. I got a lot of family members, and unfortunately, a lot of them have diabetes.
You posted a picture the other day. I love my family, and it's like all this, like 50 people. I'm like, holy crap! I've got 2 people in my life that are family. Everybody else is gone.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, and that was nothing, Jimmy. That was just a small gathering.
Wow.
So I have a lot of family members, and they all struggle with health issues, and a lot of them deal with type 2 diabetes. And so what I've learned from talking to them, I just want to just pick their brain. I'm like, what is going on in their head as far as, like, what do they know about diabetes? Do they know how to prevent it? And what is, like, the expert doctor telling them? And so I'm talking to, like, my family members, and what I've come to the conclusion is that they're not educated. They're not taught. They're simply saying, you have diabetes, here's some insulin. You have diabetes, here's some medication. Nothing about diet, nothing about nutrition, nothing about exercise, nothing about all these different ways to battle your type 2 diabetes and prevent your type 2 diabetes, other than here's medication, here's insulin. So when it really, really hit me hard is my sister. She's currently pregnant right now, and she developed gestational diabetes, which is not a shocker, because I've seen the way she eats, right? So I go visit her, and I'm watching her. She pulls out her glucose meter, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I want to see what she does. Let me see. This is because I'm in this space. For those of you who don't know, I myself and my business partner, Matt Payne, we own a company called Keto Coach, which specializes in medical devices. We will have a glucose meter very, very soon. Can't talk about it. We're in FDA right now, but very, very soon. But anyways, go back to my point. I see her, and I'm like, this is interesting. Let me see what she's doing. So she goes, she checks her blood sugar, gets her reading, pulls out her little paper, her little notepad, writes it down, puts everything back, then goes to the kitchen and makes a hot Cheeto sandwich. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Like, what did the doctor tell you to do? Like, did they explain to you, depending on what number you get, probably should determine what foods you eat? No, she just said, just write down, take a readings 3 times a day and write it down, and she'll talk to me in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What is going on? What is going on? And so, yes, I'm very passionate about this, Jimmy, because we are going to create a system. We are currently creating a system right now, as we speak, that is going to help people like my sister, help people like my family members, how to literally teach them how to combat their type 2 diabetes without insulin, without medication, doing it through nutrition, doing it through diet. And the biggest problem is, and I totally get it, everybody wants the easy way, Jimmy. And it's just the way our culture is. It's just the way people are. We want the path of least resistance. And we are going to create a system for that.